It's a beautiful Monday and welcome to class. It's me, your course instructor, once again. Apostle Dr. Revival is my name. Today I'm taking us in CCM 103, the Church and Conflict Management. Today is the third lecture, and we are looking at quotes from various men of God on conflict management. That is, today we are focusing on what various men of God from the early church up till today, what they had to say about management of conflict in the church. The early church fathers laid the foundation for understanding church role in conflict management. Their writings, their teachings emphasize reconciliation, emphasize forgiveness, emphasize unity as core principle of Christian life. And these are aspects of conflict resolution. Let's take, for example, St. Augustine, one of the most influential theologians of the early church. He spoke extensively about the importance of unity and peace within the Christian communities. He stated in essential unity, in non-essential liberty, in all things charity. Now, looking at what he said, it underscored the importance of maintaining unity and on fundamental belief while allowing freedom in less crucial matters. Yes, because when it comes to doctrine, there must be conflict. But those things that are most essential, we should focus on them, and those things that are less essential, we should allow them to be. All underpinning by love and charity, Augustine's teaching highlights that conflict should be approached with a spirit of love and desire for unity. Another person we shall look at is St. Augustine of Antioch, who emphasized the importance of unity and obedience within the church to avoid conflict. And he wrote, "Where there is unity and love, there is God." Ignatius believed that division and conflict within the church hinder the presence and the work of God among his people. His letter to various churches often call for harmony. It calls for collective adherence to the teaching of our Lord Jesus Christ. Another early church father is Cyprian of Carthage. He also addressed the issue of conflict within the church. He famously said, "No one can have God as a father who does not have the church as a mother." Cyprian emphasized the importance of unity within the church community, arguing that separation from the church due to conflict was a kind to abandon one's spiritual family. His perspective reinforced the idea that the church must remain united and internal conflicts must be resolved to maintain spiritual integrity within the church. Now, let's look at some contemporary theologians, that is, the modern day theologians who continue to build on what these early church fathers have said. They build on this foundational principle which established by the church fathers, offering new insight and approach to conflict management within the church. And one of these contemporaries are Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a prominent 21st century or 20th century theologian, he wrote about the importance of reconciliation and community in his book, Life Together. He stated, "The first service one owes to another is the fellowship consists in listening to them, just as love to God begins with listening to his word, So the beginning of love for the brethren is listening to them. Bofa emphasized on listening underscores the importance of empathy and understanding in conflict resolution. By genuine listening to others, believers can foster a sense of community and resolve conflict, address conflict in a peaceful manner and in an effective manner if we listen to ourselves. One of the reasons we misunderstand and have conflict among ourselves is because we do not want to listen to ourselves. Yes. Although the primary known, I mean, I want to talk about Martin Luther. Although he is primarily known for his civil rights movement, that is Martin Luther King Jr., he also offered a profound insight into conflict resolution and reconciliation from the Christian perspective. He famously said, "Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend." Martin Luther teaching highlights the power of forgiveness in overcoming conflict and building lasting peace. His work demonstrates how Christian principles of reconciliation can be applied to the broader societal conflict, promoting peace and justice and unity. Another contemporary preacher I want us to look at is John Stott, a renowned evangelical theologian, emphasized the role of humility and grace in conflict resolution. In his book, The Unity, in his book, The Living Church, he wrote, "Pride lurks behind all discord, while the greatest single secret of discord is humility." Stott focus on humility as the key to resolving conflict within the church, echoes biblical teachings on the importance of putting others before ourselves and seeking peace through selflessness. Some influential Christian leaders throughout history influenced Christian leadership have provided practical guidance on managing conflicts within the church, and drawing on both biblical principles and their own experience, they have laid down what we can also practice today. And one of these influential Christian leaders are Pope Francis. Pope Francis has been a vocal advocate for peace and reconciliation within the church, and he stated, "To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you." This quote highlights the centrality of forgiveness in the Christian faith and its critical role in resolving conflict. Pope Francis consistently called for dialogue and mutual understanding as means to overcome division within the church community. Another person is evangelist Billy Graham. He emphasized the power of prayer in conflict resolution. He once said, "The only time my prayer are never answered is on the golf course." This amorous yet profound statement reminds believers of the importance of turning to God in times of conflict. Graham ministry often includes calls for unity and reconciliation, urging Christians to seek God guidance in resolving their dispute. Another contemporary minister is Archbishop Desmond Tutu, known for his work in apartheid era South Africa, emphasized the necessity of forgiveness and reconciliation in building a just society. And this is what he said: "Without forgiveness, there is no future." Tutu's teaching and action illustrate how Christian principle of reconciliation can transform one, not only individual relationship, but also the entire community and the entire nation as a whole. This historical perspective provides a rich tapestry of wisdom, guidance on the church role in conflict management. By learning from these leaders, contemporary believers, we can draw on a deep well of knowledge to navigate and resolve conflicts in manners that honors God, promote unity within the church. By emphasizing reconciliation, love, and humility, this teaching continue to inspire and guide believers in their pursuit of peace and unity in their community and among believers. God bless you.